That your glasses are charged, please. Thank you very much. Item number 1 is to toast His Majesty King Charles III. His Majesty King Charles III. And the next toast is from the retiring Mayor to the Mayor and Mayoress, please.
Sorry. It's a great pleasure to do the toast for the Mayor and the Mayoress, and I hope you have a very happy and successful year. The Mayor and Mayoress.
Mayoress.
And now you have a response for the Mayor, and I'm suggesting you sit down. This could take some time. Thank you very much, everybody. Councillor Sue Chandler, Reverend Robin Bendel, Councillor Friend, honoured guests and friends. It is such a pleasure to welcome you here tonight. I'm so grateful to you for coming. I thank everybody for their kind words and their intentions to me for me and the council, and I will continue in the year ahead, as I said in the council chamber below. This is a unique and great honour to be chosen as Mayor and Chairman of Sandwich Town Council. This is such a special town, and its residents are so dear to me. I thank you all, particularly the councillors, for having their faith and trust in me for this important post. I can promise you that I will work very hard and honestly to achieve as much as I can and to represent the town fully to my best ability. Firstly, I would like to thank the outgoing Mayor, Jeff Franklin, and his lovely Mayoress, Angela. They have given great service and dedication over the past year. Yours was a very difficult year of great changes, and you did an excellent job. Could I please have a round of applause for the outgoing Mayor? Thank you very much, everybody. I'd also like to give thanks to the councillors who have stood down at the last election. And in particular, I'd like to point out Paul Graham, who gave us very great service and hard work and support over the preceding years. It's been very good. Thank you for that. Like King Charles, I've actually served quite a long apprenticeship because I've now done 16 years to get into this chair. So like him, it feels like it's taken a long time. So, and that was all on top of obviously paid employment as well. But I must say the past few years have actually been the toughest. We've all had to negotiate through COVID. I remember quite dearly when we were all, with a previous town clerk, we were all shipped off to St Clement's Church Hall to undertake the actual council meetings in the church hall. We all had to sit 2 metres from each other, so we could hardly hear what we were saying, and it was quite humorous. The acoustics actually in there are not very good for council meetings, but we got through somehow. And then I believe we went on to Zoom as well, didn't we, councillor friends? So we had a lot of fun and games over the COVID pandemic period there. So, but also I'd like to make note of, we have lost some very good councillors over the last few years as well, who have served for quite a long time, and their efforts should not be forgotten. So that's really important. And then one of the other items I wanted to say was, and this is more or less just recently, we've lost some very valued staff. So I was very upset that just recently we've had several staff leave us, and it's been very difficult to maintain services in the council here. And of course, more recently, the cost of living crisis, which has increased all the costs and the salaries and everything else. So despite the council keeping the precept at zero, no increase for the last 2 years, we owe a great debt to our responsible financial officer, Karen, for balancing the books and keeping us on a level pegging. So thank you very much to her. So the public service sector now is a very difficult place to work at this level or even higher in government. And although we sometimes grumble and groan at them, it is a very difficult task to undertake. But hasten to this, I am a very optimistic fellow, and I've steered the council through several other testing and major issues before, one of which was in 2012. And I think there's somebody in this room that I invited tonight who may remember about that period of time, because they were instrumental in helping us. When Pfizer's actually said that they would be closing down their works out on the side of the town, which is now called Discovery Park, but previously was the Pfizer's village or town there. And I was quite lucky to be put onto the Pfizer's task force with a colleague of Councillor Chandler's actually, which caused quite a lot of confusion. And so in St Mary's Church Hall, we had to maintain and update the services and discuss with the staff. This other chap had a very similar name, but we're both on the top table there. His name was Councillor Paul Carter as well, and he was a very nice fellow. So also we've had quite a lot of very large building developments in the town, which have caused changes as well, and some closures as well. We did a sad farewell to wayfarers, but quite luckily that has been renegotiated by Kent County Council and is going to be reused for social services. So that is a fantastic increase now there, so which is good. I know there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and in fact, similar to the recently departed Queen, I must say that my faith has always been a very strong support for me. And that's why it's so important for me tonight to have my Mayor's chaplain. So I just wanted to say thank you once again to Robin for his services over the forthcoming year. That is just such an important matter for me. And the year ahead is going to be so great for lots of many reasons. We have an amazing, strong events support in the town. And one of my councillors, Councillor Dean Marie, is rather an expert at this. So when I was drawing up the committees recently, I thought, who do I put on all these events committees? Well, there's only one person. It would have to be Councillor Marie. So he's heading up our events for all this year, which is really good. And I, for one, am looking forward to the opening of our wonderful Guildhall forecourt, which isn't too long off now. And I can imagine all the great uses that we can make use of that for the year ahead. But, hasten to but, that any successful organisation is not about one person. So me becoming mayor tonight is not the most important thing, because I'm so lucky to have a really, really strong team. And I really mean this 100% here. Our interim town clerk, Jill, has been an absolute godsend to the council, and I'm so grateful that she's come to join us on an interim turn and help to put us back in a ship-shape fashion there, so which is really good. And as I said before, Karen, who is our responsible financial officer, is absolutely incredibly talented and is one of the longest term members here, so that's really good. Our caretakers, it goes without saying, what would we do without our caretakers? They keep everything running day and night, and you never hear them grumble or groan. And in particular, I'd like to say a special welcome to Paula, because tonight this has all been set up and organised in this room by Paula. So I'd like a round of applause for Paula. And I mustn't forget, I don't know if she's here tonight, is Millie, who is our new museums coordinator, and she's been taking forward the change of the archives. So previously we had the archives in the attic of the Guildhall, and now we've got absolutely bespoke, outstanding new archives in the meeting rooms, which, although it's cost a lot of money, it's going to actually take us forward for the next few decades to make us one of the best archive places in East Kent here. And that is soon to be opened. Hopefully he says, the Guildhall staff have also had a particularly difficult time, and they've had to deal with a large number of changes. But they have always shown great determination and skill, and I'd like to thank them all for the work they've done. It's been fantastic. And more importantly of all, of course, and this was quite a surprise, because on the 4th of May, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to be voted into office or who else was. But I can now say that I've got an absolutely fantastic team of both re-elected and very highly prized new councillors. Many of whom I've known for many years, but they're all greatly welcome. And I believe that we have a really good, top-notch A team, and they all have great professional careers and recommendations. So I really look forward to working with all my councillors this year, and I hope that you're going to chase me to get things done. So thank you very much. And after my first meeting, which Jeff sort of passed over to me rather rapidly last Thursday, I actually felt a glow of appreciation afterwards, with respect, because the councillors were absolutely fantastic. Beforehand there was questions of dress code and what to say and what to do, but the new councillors, the first meeting, and they conducted themselves absolutely perfectly. So thank you very much for that. Their contributions to discussions and proposals were absolutely brilliant, and I think we will be united in working together for the residents and for the town as a whole. And I must importantly say that we will be embracing both the Noland and the Bell principles, so we will be open, honest and transparent. Okay, I won't bore you any longer tonight, but I'll just state that my councillors and I will be setting out our plans and objectives and a new mission statement, both at the annual town meeting, which is next week on the 24th. So if you haven't got anything to do on that evening, I'll be very pleased to see you in the main hall, in the Delphrum there. And in the months ahead, we will be detailing all our objectives and getting things back on track. We're aware of the priorities that are affecting this town, but please give us time to recruit new staff and to get our motors restarted and move off again. And before I stop droning on, I just wanted to remember somebody very important and dear to my heart, and that is Councillor John Bragg, who passed away. And he did so much for the town, and he will be a great loss to this council. And I'm very upset that I've lost a very dear and well-known friend.
Yeah.
But also the other person I wanted to mention, which is also very dear to my heart and very strong, being a monarchist, is also the Queen Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, who has given us all, and particularly me, a superb example of how public service should be undertaken selfishly. Thank you very much for all coming here tonight. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for your kind words. You are all, everybody in this room, highly valued friends and colleagues to me, so God bless you all. And in a little while, I will say, please eat, drink, and enjoy the fine company that we have here, and a safe journey home to all of you. Thank you very much. Now I believe I have my to be presented my platform wand from the the senior caretaker. Thank you very much. And I hope that do you have a small speech for me?
I was up to the deep end last week.
But thank you very much standing in.
Disregarding the protective legal speech, that will want to go for you for the rest of the year.
I hope I won't need it, but I thank you very much for that. And that's this one here, I believe. So, and I now have a present, a gift for you. So I now have to present you with this annual salary of £1 shilling for the whole year. So a crown. I don't want you to spend it all at once, and I want you to invest it wisely. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. I would also like to present the Mayoress. If you'd like to stand up, Lady Mayoress, and I would like to present you with a little posy to thank you for coming here tonight and standing in as my Mayoress for the full coming year. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. And also for the retiring Mayoress, Angela, could I present you? Thank you very much for all your services and everything you have done for the past year. That's very kind of you. And thank you so much. It's been absolutely wonderful that you kept Jeff on the straight and narrow. You're the only person that could. And then lastly, I'd just like to present my Deputy Mayoress with another posy bouquet of flowers to thank you for helping to keep me on the straight and narrow for the next year, please. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. And then I have this. Deputy Mayor. I'd now like to ask the Deputy Mayor for a response speech to carry on. Thank you very much.
I'm very pleased that we've got back to the drinking bit event. But I thought I should say a few words to indicate how pleased the town should be in the appointment of Councillor Carter as our new mayor. Paul and Danielle Carter moved permanently to Sandwich in 2001, and Paul soon became involved in the key regeneration working group, which had grand plans to redevelop the quayside. He then joined the Sandwich Christmas Lights Committee, which he went on to chair for over 12 years. He was hands-on, putting up the lights, as well as writing grant applications and helping to organise the annual light display and the very popular Christmas Lights Parade. In those early years of their residence in Sandwich, Paul, with Danielle, worked with Phil and Eleanor Scott to save the youth club, which, renamed the Phoenix Centre, rose from the ashes of potential closure. He was busy enough working full-time at his job in Canterbury City Council without any other commitments, but in 2007 he stood for election to Sandwich Town Council and was greatly surprised to be elected to Sandwich South. Over his 16 years of service to the town, he has worked on a large number of projects and issues, including being on the task force committee when Pfizer Pharmaceuticals said it was pulling out of the town. Then in 2011, Paul stood for election to be a Dover District Councillor. He was successful and served as a DDC councillor for 8 years, speaking up for Sandwich. In addition to his work as a councillor, Paul has been involved in numerous Sandwich organisations. He has been a curfew ringer for 16 years and curfew captain for 2 of those years. He helped establish the original town team, served on the committee of the Sandwich Festival, and has been a very long-term member of the ROMS Twinning Committee. Paul recently stepped down from his role as Deputy Chair of Governors at Sandwich Technology School, having completed 22 years as a school governor. He has been a long-term member of Sandwich Local History Society, acting as Secretary and Deputy Chair, and will now be President. Paul and Danielle are strong supporters of St Clement's Church, and Paul is often a server at services. He's told me that his greatest claim to fame is working with Gary Lineker when Gary came to Sandwich to make a Walker's Crisp advertisement in 2022. But Paul now has another claim to fame. He is mayor, and Danielle is mayoress of Sandwich. I'm sure they will do our town proud. Can you please raise your glasses for the right worshipful mayor and mayoress, Paul and Danielle Carter.
Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor, I'm very grateful for that speech. Thank you very much. That was very, very kind, and those good words are excellent. I'm so pleased with that. I just hope I fit out the door with my expanded head later on. We just end the evening now with singing God Save the King, and then we all dive into the food and as much drink as you can eat before you can leave here, if that's okay. So if we could just have a rousing round of God Save the King. God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. God save the King. Save